I recently went to Jay's the other day and sold some Lego sets.
Son of a bitch.
Wow. You're so pissed. What? You did what?
I'm sorry. Continue.
God damn it. I do that on a regular basis. It's a good way to afford my Lego thing because they'll take sets because I like the minifigures, so I'll keep the minifigures, but they will buy the sets. And I get, not a lot of money, but it's, great space and all that other shit. And I brought them in there. And while I was kind of wandering around while they were taking a look at all my, because it takes forever for them to figure out.
Well, they got to storage it and all that.
Well, no, it takes them forever to figure out how much they want to give me, which is fine. Take your time.
And you're like, it better be
$1 million, bitch.
Sorry.
There's nothing like selling 7 sets and being like, we can give you about $100. And you're like, cool. And then 2 weeks later, you're in there and one of your sets is being sold for $100 and like, you fuck.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was like when I used to trade my games
of course.
At GameStop.
I'm not doing it for money. It's generally more to make
Just
space.
Make space, yeah.
Because those fucking things will fill up fast, dude. Anyway. But while I was walking around, I hadn't bought comics in a long, long time, but 2 of the series I was really interested in. Peter David did the Maestro trilogy, if you will, and the final part of the trilogy was World War M, which leads directly into Future Imperfect. By the way,
yeah, because Maestro all that was all prequels. Then.
Well, the three series are the stories of how the Maestro becomes the Maestro.
And that's what's weird is because Future Imperfect came out in the 90s, and then he came 2020, wasn't it, when he started this new prequel series?
He's also next year he's going to do a new one about Joe Fixit, which is going to be great.
Peter David just loves the Hulk,
dude. Wouldn't you? Anyway,
wouldn't you love that big green
the
bitch?
last I had read the first 3 issues, and then I hadn't, and they're all 5-issue miniseries. So right. I needed the last 2, and I also got 3. I had only read the first 2 issues of the new Punisher series, so I got 3, 4, and 5 of that too.
Is that Jason Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's where he's the hands. The fist of the hand.
His new logo.
Yeah. It's pretty badass. Anyway, so that was cool because not only did I get some cash, but I also got some comics. But I finally got to finish World War M, and I hate. This is what I hate. I hate it when you give me a miniseries and you say, "Hey, this is who draws it," and then the last issue of the miniseries, it's some other Joker. Why? Oh, because this guy didn't finish in time. Why did you tell me you had a series that is not time sensitive, like a prequel to Future Imperfect? Why did you do that and give him a fucking deadline? Why?
Yeah.
Why did you do that? Now, the last issue of the series looks completely different than the rest of the series, and it's fucking jarring.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's irritating.
That's one thing I've always hated about monthlies when it's an ongoing series.
Right.
Because I feel like there's times, and look, I don't really have, rarely do I think art looks bad in a comic.
Right.
Rarely. But there are times when I really like a certain artist's style, and then to see it change in the next issue while I'm reading a monthly, or if I'm reading a trade and they change the artist in the middle of it, I'm like, ugh.
So what bugs me is that, I've seen this before, back in the day, X-Men number 200, which was the trial of Magneto, and it basically changed the status quo of X-Men forever because they killed Professor X. He actually went to space, but then Magneto took over as the headmaster of the school, and it was basically changed the status quo.
This is post-Hoxpox, right?
Oh, this is
this is last year, wasn't it? Or
No, I'm talking about way back in 86.
Oh, because they did a new trial of Magneto recently.
Right. I forgot about that. No, it was just a 1 issue. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the whole trial was that he had been reduced to infancy and then forced to grow up again. And his legal team was arguing that since he had been effectively born again, literally, he shouldn't be held for his crimes when he was an adult the first time.
Huh.
It was interesting. Anyway, but John Romita Jr. had been drawing X-Men forever. And this was like a 48-issue, spectacular. And he's doing a monthly thing. By the end of that issue, you can tell there's other inkers and other finishers and everything coming in to help him finish the book because he's been doing a monthly forever, for years. And then he caps it off. So naturally, the next issue, I knew, and my brother knew, and every other comic book fan knew, the next issue was going to be a guest artist. Totally cool. Give the regular guy a month off. But here's another issue, is Infinity Gauntlet. The whole big deal was it was Jim Starlin and George Perez return and reunite again. Perez did 2 issues, and the rest was Ron Lim. Mainly because Perez worked, I'm sorry, he just recently left us, but Perez worked on a lot longer of a time frame than other artists do.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean his art was necessarily better or worse than others. It just meant that you had to give him time.
Yeah, because his art was, oh man, dude, Perez's art was...
He was known for wanting to and clearly including like multiple hundreds of characters in one scene and being able to do it. Like you could take a magnifying glass and like everything is perfect.
Didn't he work on Future Imperfect?
Yes, he was Peter David and George Perez were.
Because when you go into like Maestro's lair in that story, it's like this is clearly because it's a 2-page splash of just Easter egg after Easter egg and all this stuff that you don't think could fit, and you just like.
And here's the thing,
you kind of marvel at it because you're like, how can he do so much on this page? You know,
right? And here's the thing is that I wasn't like mad about it, but it kind of was kind of like, why did you tell me this and now it's this? It just bugs me. So if I have one criticism of it, it's the fact that the first 2 prequel series were same artist, and then this last one, the last issue is, and each prequel series had a different artist. So it's not like there was one guy doing like 12 issues and like, hey, I need a break. No, it was, you know what I mean? So there's really no reason for this guy, whatever. Anyway, it just bugs me.
It's just kind of jarring sometimes when you're reading and you're seeing one artist's style and then it's completely changes in the next issue.
And then the end of issue 4 is the epic finale. Next. There was nothing epic about it.
You didn't like the last issue?
You want to talk about a whimper and not a bang? Holy shit, dude. Like what a anticlimactic ending to the whole. You gave me 3 prequel series of 5 issues, 15, almost a year's worth of content to lead up to this.
That's unfortunate because I really liked his Maestro stuff.
I'm sure, but literally, if you're gonna,
I'm sure you did, you son of a bitch.
But if you're gonna tell me it's an epic finale, don't make it like, oh, he actually uses his brains and outsmarts everybody.
That's what Maestro always does.
That's fine, but that's not epic.
See, now I would love to see Mark Hamill.
Well, the way he gets,
I would like to see Ruffalo's Smart Hulk become Maestro.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
That would be really fun, actually, with the fucking hair and shit.
Yes.
Okay, I will say this: the way he disposes of his enemies, finally, is pretty epic. I gotta say though. But it's still kind of like, it's still really cheap, you know?
It would be hard to top Future Imperfect's ending. Because the fact that...
Did you just say pubic and perfect?
Perfect pubic.
Pubic future.
Imperfect pubes. No, because like the ending where he uses fucking Dr. Doom's teleportation door to send Maestro back to where he becomes the Hulk and essentially pushes... Like, Bruce gets out of the way of the Gamma launch. Yeah. Just, like... I don't think you would ever top that with Maestro. Even with a prequel series, it's like that was one of the coolest endings to that storyline of being like Hulk uses Bruce Banner to go, outsmart him and go back in time and stop him ever from being created. It was such a cool ending. Yeah. I also loved in that fight, in that book, neither of them can lift Mjolnir. They both go for it.
I can't believe we're like been talking for like 2 hours.
I could talk dude.
It's all the dick jokes.
I love Maestro. I could talk about Maestro forever. You were the one who told me there's so many more layers to Hulk. Because the movies recently we're seeing more of an arc of his character and dealing with that. But like there's so many different versions of the Hulk.
More than any other superhero, largely the Hulk, his mutation, his superpower, whatever you want to call it, is of the mind. There are splinters and layers, and there are so many ways. Like, dude, I can't
You just talked Joe Fixit. You talked about it earlier.
Joe Fixit. But what Donny Cates is doing now, I would have never even thought of something like that.
But it works because you could do that with the Hulk.
Right, and it's so like, wow.
Smastronaut is insane.
Oh, so cool.
And then Banner of War.
He made Hulk into a space. What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Banner of War is ridiculous. There's a Thor Hulk. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yes.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I know, because there's a whole thing in Smastronaut where, like, everybody has a Hulk, and then that's where you get into...
I didn't make it that far. I stopped, but...
Well, he brings back...
I read about it.
He brings back Clue, which is Hulk backwards.
Oh, yeah.
It's the big, huge, like, horned, black-skinned Hulk.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a demon-looking Hulk.
Yep.
But that's the thing. That's what I love about the Hulk. I feel like a good Hulk story does a great job of talking about Bruce and Hulk and because you think honestly, Hulk is a character that's DID for sure.
Yeah.
And that's always what's been about. So like the Joe Fixit thing makes sense. The Smastronaut thing can make sense because it's different splinters in Bruce's Immortal Hulk. I mean, like, Immortal Hulk is based on the Demon Hulk.
So Joe Fixit isn't actually a splinter. He's just the Gray Hulk.
Oh.
He just called himself Joe Fixit because everybody thought the Hulk was dead, and he wanted them to think that.
Yeah, and
so he hid out in Vegas and was a mob enforcer.
And the Immortal Hulk was Devil Hulk, which is a whole
Devil Hulk appeared in Immortal Hulk.
That's where it comes from, though. That's
right?
But Immortal Hulk is supposed to be the Devil Hulk personality.
No.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So during that run, there was a point where Joe Fixit actually became actually took over Banner's body, and so Banner was walking around with Fixit's personality, Gray Hulk's personality. And then there was they did all sorts of weird shit.
They did a lot of weird stuff with Hulk, and I kind of love it.
Immortal Hulk really fucked with the status quo a lot. Yeah, there was
the Green Door.
Yeah,
don't open the Green Door. That's such a cool series. I love Immortal Hulk. So Tyler, I think it's time.
Except for the racist artist.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Oh, Battle off job here with Jake and Tyler.